Hi, I just wanted to give you a quick little overview of this wonderful tool called Canva. So you can easily make a free account if you just go to canva.com. You just need your email and create a password, and you can use it for free. It's wonderful for that. So I just want to show you how you can use Canva to make some documentation. So first of all, how to create like a newsletter, and then also create something for social media if you're sharing on there as well. As I said, you can use this so many different ways, but for this video, I'm just going to show you for a newsletter and some social media. So you just go up to create a design. And yes, you can choose letter, but to be able to get the different kinds of options that you are wanting, it's best if you type in newsletter, and then it would just bring up 8.5 by 11. I already have one open. And then in the side panel here, you'll see this thing called templates. So this would give you a variety of different templates that you can choose from to create a newsletter. If you just did the regular 8.5 by 11, these ones won't show up. It's just a lot of text. So that's why when you come in here and create a design, I say put newsletter so that you get these ones to actually show up. They're very picture heavy, which is what we want to be able to make the learning visible. So you can scroll through for hours and find one that you like. And you can just choose one that you like. I kind of like this one. So you just click on it. Then you click on the one that you want to use and it brings it in here automatically. So sometimes it'll just do the little edge thing, and if you don't like that, you can easily stretch the elements out if you want it to go all the way to the edge. But like with any printing or whatever, if you do get this printed, for families or whatever, a lot of printers will always have an edge around it, so it's not that big of a deal. Okay, so to easily go in and change it, you can click on an element that you want, change it to the colors that you want to use, and you can start to turn over to your center's colors or room colors or whatever you want to do. If you're using more natural, you might just leave it as greens. You can change the fonts to all different types of fonts that you're wanting to do. It is best to use fonts that are readable so that it is easy for families and for yourself and everybody else to read them. So you can change the font, you can change the colors, all of that easy stuff. And then you would just click on it and you can start typing in what you want to write in here for. So maybe the title is like, you know, our explorations outside. And maybe this is, what would be a title of a centaur? What are some ones that I've seen? Mindful play. And you could, our class weekly newsletter, you could put like the name of the room or whatever, or the month. What month are we in? We're in November 21. Newsletter. And you can fix any spelling mistakes that you make along the way. So explorations outside, you could put whatever text you want. Then you can upload your photos into Canva. So you would just go to this uploads on the sidebar, click upload media, and it would bring anything up to your computer or anything like that as well. So you can choose whatever you want. I have a lot of folders because I do pay for Canva. So I have lots of my pictures organized in folders so I could easily change it out and pop in photos from there. Change the text however I want, and then say that's obviously not going to be enough room to write what I need to. So then I could add another page. I simply did that by using this add page. You can duplicate a page, you can delete a page. And then I would just go back up on the sidebar to these templates and choose the other one. You can mix and match. There's no reason to say that you have to use all of those. Say you like one from here, you like one from there. You can definitely do that. And then you just make the adjustments that you need to and continue popping in your text and stories. And so let's go back. I want a couple more. I'm in this outdoor kitchen area. I want to see all my photos from that file. So yeah, you can easily pop in a bunch more pictures. I can change the color of that to something that works for me. And just click around and can make it work. Change it over to the fonts that I had so it's all like the same. So then you'll see that it's starting to look a little bit more the same and all on the same colors. Let me change that font color. Okay, so as you can see, you can quickly get it into a nice way. You could put like a children's quote here, what they said. You can continue. If you don't want this title here, they have this grouped. As you can see, this kind of so this is just a text box. This is two text boxes grouped together. So if you want to keep one and not the other, then you would just click it and go to this three dots here, and you can click ungroup. And then you could say, well, I want to keep that, but I don't want this. You can delete it off. If you make a mistake, just go to the back button. It'll put it back. This is a lifesaver over here if you accidentally delete something off. And you can keep adding in your text and just keep doing that. So if you want to add another page from a different template, go back up to there. Let's say, oh, I want like a nice big, I want to do like a nice big photo with just like a quote on it. You might be able to find something in the templates. If not, you go to Elements and scroll down to my little extra windows in the way here, Grids. And if you click on this one big one, it'll put a nice big picture in there. And then you could say you want to do a text box on top of it. So then you could just add a text box and say you might want to add a quote. I don't know. I'm trying to think of a quote here. Play is important for children's development, and having fun is part of that. I don't know. I'm making this up as I go. So maybe I want to change the font for that one. I don't know. Maybe that might work. I don't know. We'll see. We can get the picture in there. I want to make the font bigger, so I just go up to here. I can play around with what font I want, and then I can adjust the boxes to how I want it to be. So that works. And then sometimes you just have to click out and then re-click it. You can move the text box into the center. So let's go add a photo into the background. Let's, I don't know, use this one, pop it in. So now you can see the font's really hard to read, right? So what you can do is you can click on the photo. If you go up into the top menu here into this transparency, you can turn the transparency down, and so it'll like whitewash it out a little bit so the text is more easily readable, obviously. You can do that. Now, if you want to get a little extra fancy, you could, if you just move the picture down a little, adjust it, click on the background of the document, you can change the color, and you see how it puts like a different color behind it. Then you might want to change the font to a white font to make it more readable. So you can easily do that, but you don't have to. But I'm just showing how you can have fun with it. Because a lot of these newsletters are just electronic. You don't always have to worry about printing it out. If you need to have a printed version, then just you could easily duplicate this page and switch one of them back to just white, so you don't have to worry about that. So you don't have to worry about the color being printed, and then switch that back to black. Okay. And then say your newsletter is done. So let's say you're doing, because I always talk about how you can use Canva for both printable and electronic. You can do that for sure. So you're ready to download it. So you go to this download button up here with a little down arrow. And then you're going to choose, I always do PDF standard because it makes the file smaller, especially for emails or uploading to wherever you need to be. So I do standard, and then you can choose what pages that you want. So we talked about how we just created this for both printable and digital use. So obviously I want the first page and the second page. And so this is going to be the file that I'm going to use to send to parents. So I'm going to do this color one, and I'm going to leave off this one because I'll do a separate document so I can print it. Okay, and then you just press done, and then you download it, and then it's just working on it. Okay. And then you can open up the file and you can see what it looks like. So here it is. Obviously you would have your text in here and everything, but you can see how it's a really nice PDF. That's a beautiful way of showcasing it. And you can send it out as a newsletter. You could, I don't know if some of the apps you can upload it into some of the apps. I'm not too sure, but you could also download these as a PNG, which is an image. You could download these PDFs as images instead, and you could upload that if you needed to. So you can create one piece of document and use it in multiple different ways. So then if you wanted to print this newsletter off because you needed to have it printed physically for accreditation or licensing, whatever, and you don't want to use all that colored ink for that one page, because even if you choose to print black and white, it will still print it out really dark. So you could go back in, choose the pages that you want, and then download it. And then when you print it, it would be that whitewash background instead for that one, which would be better for printing, because that blue background would have used up a lot of even dark ink. So this way you'll be saving on some ink a little bit. Okay, so that's how you can use Canva to make like a newsletter. You could even, like I said, you can download it as a PNG instead, and just upload those photos into the apps, such as like Storypark and all the other ones. So then the other thing I wanted to do was quickly show you how you can use Canva to, say you're making like a social media post for a page or a private Facebook group that you are using with parents and stuff. One thing I forgot to say in the other one is up here, it's called Untitled Design. This is where you can like name the title of the file. So this might be, I'm just going to put, because I'm going to use the same picture, sensory outdoor kitchen. So I know what it is, so it'll name the file like that. So then with this one, you could use templates, but they can be a little bit tougher to find ones that work for us. So I wanted to show you all the cool things that Canva has. So I was going to go back down to these grids, and what's really fun is that it will just like come up with all these different kinds of grids that you can just click on one. So you can put a bunch of photos in. So let's do this one. So it pops nice 3 photos in. And then I'm going to go back to this. And I'm going to choose some photos. I'm going to make sure I choose ones from all of the same type of play. And pop those in, and you can adjust the photo if you want it to be a different way. So I wanted to highlight that, and then I'm also going to use, I think, this one over here. Okay, so I have these photos. Now what you can do as well, if you really wanted to, is you can adjust the grid if you want it to be smaller or bigger, but I'm going to leave it like this. And then I'm going to go back to elements and get out of this, and I'm just going to put in a shape because I want to add some text, and sometimes text can be really hard to read, and I don't want to turn down the transparency on these. I want these pictures to be nice and bold and easy to see. So I'm going to add a box, and I'm going to go back and change it to just white, I think. And I can adjust the box. So I'm just going to put like a nice text box along the bottom, and you can center it. You can use the grid lines to center it. And then I'm going to add text. And I'm going to add a text box. Oh, it put it way down there. Okay, I'm going to put it here. And I definitely know I want to make the text bigger. And then I'm just going to... Sometimes when these little text box comes in like this, you can just... Because if you drag it this way, it'll make the text smaller or bigger. But I want the text box... I just don't want this bits to get there. And I can't get my cursor to go the way I need it to. So if you just zoom in on the document, that will usually help. And now you see, now I can just make it smaller because I don't want the text to go from here to here. I want it to, you know, be in the right spot. And then I'm just gonna put it in the middle, and I'm just gonna go back to fit because that just changes it. And then I can add in whatever text I need to add in. While outside exploring our new, I know we use my kitchen, but I'm just going to say our new kitchen. We used different smelling food items to squish, tear, rip, and explored adding different amounts of water. We tasted them and noticed the different ingredients. So that would just be for that picture. You could make multiple pictures if you don't, and then you just kind of want to adjust it to make it work. So maybe I need to make the text a little bigger, and then I can adjust the text box just to, there we go. I think that's better. And then, yeah. So then it's nice there. And then if I really wanted to, I could add like a title or something up here if I really wanted to. Outdoor kitchen. And then obviously we need to change the fonts and make it bigger so you can actually see it. And sometimes you just have to play around with outdoor. Sometimes you have to play around with fonts and stuff. And actually, I don't want it all lowercase. I want it uppercase. So on these little extra, the menu here, I'm going to click that, and it'll quickly change it over to all uppercase. And then I'm going to do that. That's a little bit hard to read, so maybe I do need to turn down the, and you can turn down transparency of all of it. I really don't want to, but sometimes that just helps. And then maybe I'll change it. Yeah, sometimes you just play around with it to make it work. But you know what? This is going to be on social media, so no one's going to really print this out, although you can. Maybe I will add a light background. No. Maybe not. So what I mean, like you can just kind of like play around with it, and if it's just not working, delete it off. And because this is something that you want to spend hours on, you just kind of want to get it working, and so that you can get your picture done and get it posted and do whatever you need to do to make the learning visible with it. So, and then if you liked the same frame that you wanted to use again, you can duplicate the page, and then you can just go in and put in different photos, okay, so that you can move on to the next one, and then you can add a different one, and you could duplicate it again and put something else if that's what you're doing, okay? Or you could do a variety of things. So that's just one quick way of how you can use Canva. So Canva is a really powerful tool. You can search when you create design, you can search all different kinds of things. It'll always give you suggestions. You can search through here. However, though, I do feel like sometimes because of our specific profession and what we need to do, you definitely want to find something that's going to be photo heavy so that you can display to make the learning visible with it. So check out Canva, get your free account, and let me know what you think.